Hi, welcome. It's time for my town hall and campaign update. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, or Susan Buchser for short. I'm a candidate for President of the United States, and this is my campaign update and my town hall. So, first off, I have to admit there's like a huge winter storm heading in my direction. The winds are really bad, and I just got to the other side of the rain and everything, but it's still kind of bad. So I may have to cut this short and maybe do a little bit more later on, or maybe I just leave it as a short one today. The Supreme Court still has my lawsuit. So they still have it, and they can rule on it at any time. I am heading to Washington right now because I'm going to be doing my art self and having a art summoning there to summon truth and I can't remember what all. Basically truth and peace and honesty, and we got corruption. So, I don't know if it's true that what Elon Musk's son was saying was the fact that Trump wasn't president, so I don't know what's going on, but there are some weird things going on, and it's time for some answers. But more importantly, J.D. Vance, I don't know what was up with him in Europe, going there and trying to tell them what they're doing wrong. I mean, when I drive around on the roads in West Virginia, I think J.D. Vance should go take a look at those roads, because Europe doesn't have roads like that. They take care of their people. So going over there and telling them they don't know what they're doing is a little bit stupid. And maybe he should point the fingers at himself and at the president and at our country. So we definitely need road work. Infrastructure. Our roads are crumbling under all of this. And not only that, but the paint is not clearly on the roads. So at night, you can't tell whether you're on the road or off the road, especially in West Virginia. So I call on the governor to do something about it in West Virginia. This is shocking, and it's ridiculous. This is not acceptable for people in our state, for mothers who've got kids in their car and trying to get from point A to B, and they can't see the road. First, they can't see it because the paint is coming off in so many places, but then there are potholes that are like enormous, half a foot deep. And I mean, that'll destroy any car. But then, we've got to do something about the lights on the cars at night. Since when did we start pointing them upward? That's the other problem. We need to point them downward so that they reflect the ground, so we can see what's on the ground and not be blinded by the oncoming vehicles. I think after a certain hour, certain vehicles, like these off-roading ones, should not be on the main roads whatsoever. There should be a curfew for those. They're off-road vehicles. They should not be coming at me with their brights on. This is unreal, and it's not safe. It's extremely dangerous. So people, you have to learn how to turn your high beams on and off. Off-roaders, let's put a curfew of during winter time, they have to be home off of their off-roading vehicle by 6 o'clock, period. And when it's springtime, which it's not yet spring, Then they can stay out until 7 on the main roads. Off the main roads, off public roads, you can drive your vehicle as much as you want, and you can use your high beams as much as you want, but not on driving roads where people are coming and going from 2 different directions. It's extremely dangerous. Then you add potholes that are obscenely gross, and you add paint that is not existent on the road. You can't even tell where you are. This is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So, Governor Morsi, do something immediately. And all over our country, it's not just in West Virginia. I know many places in Pennsylvania which are also a nightmare. So, and then Illinois, I believe, is also pretty bad. California, I mean, the list goes on and on. So get to work, folks. This is awful. This should not be. How long have we been a country? How long have we had cars? And how long have we have paved roads? This is not acceptable. Citizen safety is important. Our citizens are important. And we need to do something about it. So don't worry what Europe is doing. It's true, they need to pay their fair share of NATO, and they don't do it. I agree with that part. But that's the only thing. And talking about free speech, at least when they have art shows, the artists are allowed to portray their speech. Whereas here in the United States, artists are not heard and ignored, especially if they say something against the government. So, DJ Vance, you better check yourself, honey. You don't know what you're talking about. But I do agree that NATO and with other joint ventures, they need to pay their fair share and do their fair part. We don't have to be the police, and we don't have to finance everything all over the planet. That's true. We don't have that kind of money. Luxembourg has that money. Europe has that money. We don't. We're not a kingdom. We started out as part of a kingdom, but now we're not a kingdom anymore. So we are financed by the people. And yes, I agree. We can spend a lot less on NATO and war. We don't need war. It's not pro-life. War is pro-death and pro-destruction. So we can take all that funding out of there and pay off our debts, 100%. Then, let's see, my lawsuit and J.D. Vance and the roads and education. We do need federal education. We need kids to show up in the morning at all the schools so that we can make sure that they're not being abused at home and that they're actually learning something. So, yes, kids have to go to public school in the morning from 9 to 12, and then they go home for lunch. They can come back in the afternoon, or they can stay home and do homeschooling, or they can go off to a private school somewhere, whatever they want. But public school, 100% mandatory, all kids until 8th grade, they need to show up. After 8th grade, we're going to do apprenticeship programs, and that's completely different. They won't be going to the same classroom in the town. They'll be going to a trade school, and then they'll be going to a job 3 days a week to learn how to be professional. So, that is my education plan, and that is what we're working towards. Now, as you know, my U.S. citizen vote was not counted, so I call for election reform, I call for a recount, and I call for the Supreme Court to make an announcement, a ruling on my lawsuit. It is time now. Tomorrow is President's Day. I'm going to be over by the White House somewhere, as close as I can get, and I'll be doing a summoning about truth. And And then I'm also going to be, letting people know that I'm a citizen and my vote was not counted and I'm not the only one. So this is unacceptable. We got Democrats and Republicans stealing votes, ignoring votes, not hearing voices. This is absurd. And yeah, J.D. Vance says that something about you can't listen to you can't be afraid of your voters. Yes, you should be. We hired you. I mean, I didn't hire you, but you were hired by manipulation, but we're paying your salary, honey. You represent us and you should be afraid. We are the people and we have a voice. So, sorry, J.D. Vance. That was a stupid statement you made. You really did a lousy job in Europe. So, with that said, I'm going to go because it's really windy and I don't really want to be in the mountains when it's on top of the mountains when it's 40 miles an hour, because that could blow me away. So I need to get someplace safe. So I'm going to call it quits for now, and I'll be posting all this stuff, things that I made videos of today, a little later once I get to safety. Okay, I just wanted to get this out there. Thanks for stopping by. Look me up on my website. It's Susan4USA.com. Susan, the number 4, USA.com. And I wish you a good day wherever you are, rest of your Sunday. And happy President's Day, I suppose. Or I guess maybe I should do I might do a presidential address tomorrow. A greeting for President's Day. So, I'm still a candidate. I have not conceded, because my vote wasn't counted, and so are many other votes in many states have gone uncounted. So shame on you, Democrats and Republicans, because you're the only ones running the show. So we have no other place to point our fingers at but at you. So shame on you. All right. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you a good rest of your day. Bye for now.